Welcome to CoinX, where we learn more. Let's talk about mutual aid. We have put up a blog post today called Finding Strength in Numbers, Why Building a Mutual Aid Group or Network is Essential. And I want to just go over that a little bit. I will skip over certain parts, but I want to hit the highlights. And I'll do some reading from the blog and also some commenting. In today's ever-changing world, it's becoming increasingly evident that the old saying, strength in numbers, holds true. With the rise of economic hardships such as growing underemployment and unemployment, corporate downsizing and layoffs, small businesses closing, decreased consumer spending, and an increasing risk of world war and supply chain disruption, it is more important now than ever to have a support system in place. And it's better to have it in place prior to needing it than to need it and then have to scramble and panic and rush to try to put it in place after the fact. An ounce of prevention is always worth a pound of cure. And like I like to say so often, it's better to be proactive than reactive. This is where mutual aid groups and networks come in. These groups provide a sense of community support and assistance to individuals and families facing various challenges. So what is the difference between mutual aid and mutual assistance? Because if you are into the prepping channels on YouTube, then you've heard the phrase mutual assistance group or MAG. Well, the difference is technically one of degree. Mutual aid generally means helping others with their day-to-day needs, whereas mutual assistance is more coming to a person's need in a more serious or life-threatening situation. Both mutual aid and mutual assistance are agreements between organizations, agencies, jurisdictions, groups, communities, or individuals that provide emergency assistance at one level or another. Mutual aid agreements can be established before, during, or after incidents and can be between all levels of organizations, as just mentioned. And also, as mentioned a few minutes ago, it's better to do it beforehand. So understanding the concept of mutual aid groups and networks. These are groups and networks that embody the powerful principle of cooperation, revolving around the voluntary reciprocal exchange of resources and services for the benefit of everyone involved. This inclusive concept is founded on the belief of solidarity and the notion that an individual's welfare, health, and dignity are interconnected with the well-being of others. We talk a lot about the idea of time banking, and especially the way that we do it at Community Coin. And time banking is built on the core economy, whereas the normal way of thinking about banking and economy is built on the market economy. The market economy is based on competition, whereas the core economy is based on cooperation. So we see mutual aid groups in the core economy more so than in the market economy. And that's because mutual aid groups are based on the idea of cooperation, and that is what the core economy is based on as well. Mutual aid groups and networks are about more than just exchanging resources, though. They are about fostering resilience, strengthening communities, and providing critical aid during crises. The forms of aid and assistance can vary widely, from sharing meals and providing monetary support to offering voluntary services or emotional support. What sets mutual aid groups and networks apart from traditional government programs or charities is their community-centered approach that offers a unique safety net during challenging times. Together, members of mutual aid groups or networks become architects of their own support systems, reinforcing the understanding that we are all in this together. Mutual aid groups and networks help to build resilience against economic hardship, help to combat the downsizing and layoffs that are going on now and will become devastating this year. It's projected by many business leaders that downsizing is going to be one of the main themes of 2024. So if you think that it's possible that you could be among those that are laid off or downsized, then maybe you should start thinking about the idea of establishing a mutual aid group or network now, so that once you are laid off, you already have this in place. Mutual aid groups and networks also help to support small businesses and community businesses, because people in groups network with one another and support one another. The economic uncertainty of our times hits small businesses particularly hard. These local enterprises, vital to our communities and economy, can often find much needed help and a much needed lifeline in the idea of mutual aid groups and networks. These community-oriented networks can offer proactive assistance to small businesses, helping them find their way in these difficult economic times, whether it's promoting their services within their group and beyond, or pooling resources, or initiating cooperative purchasing programs. These actions can provide small businesses with the boost they need to stay in business. Being a part of a mutual aid group or network not only ensures businesses have a steady customer base, but it also helps retain employees and contributes significantly to the local economy. More importantly, this support often means the difference between shutting down and survival for many small businesses in these times. Moreover, by choosing to support small businesses, mutual aid groups and networks contribute to building a more equitable and resilient local economy. They encourage a cycle of local spending, ensuring money stays within the community, thus reinforcing the community's overall economic health. This spirit of supporting one another fuels the very essence of mutual aid groups and networks, creating a safety net that promotes a thriving interconnected community. These groups also help to mitigate the effects of decreased consumer spending. In today's economic climate, decreased consumer spending can dramatically affect the economic health of a community. This is where the power of mutual aid groups networks really shines. By promoting a culture of support within a group or a network, they can stimulate a level of economic activity that remains fairly consistent regardless of fluctuations in wider consumer spending. This can include advocating for each other's businesses or initiating barter systems to trade goods and services, thereby maintaining a steady circulation of resources within the group. Mutual aid groups may also establish shared funds to cover essential group expenses, which can help mitigate the impacts of decreased spending power on an individual level. These collective efforts can create a sort of microeconomy, or like I call it, a boutique economy. And I have a blog post on that very subject of boutique economy. What we do at Community Coin is create a boutique economy, but not an economy of boutiques, but rather an economy that is boutique. Check out communitycoin.com to find out more about that, or check out the blog post entitled How to Succeed in the New Economy, a Novel Approach. That can be found at thecoinblog.com. Also, these mutual aid groups and networks help to prepare for potential global disruptions. The unpredictability of global disruptions, such as supply chain issues or conflicts, can produce a profound sense of insecurity. Yet, amidst these uncertainties, mutual aid groups and networks emerge as a place of hope, offering both preparation and a peace of mind. Through a concerted effort, these communities can strategize communal responses, enabling a proactive approach rather than a reactive panic. Pooling resources also ensures access to necessary supplies even in times of scarcity, making the group self-reliant and more resilient. These groups provide more than just a physical safety net. They offer emotional support as well, by reinforcing the strength that comes from knowing you are not alone. This shared accountability within mutual aid groups and networks can help transform potentially devastating scenarios into opportunities for collective resistance and resilience. It highlights the underlying essence of these groups, that together we are stronger and we can survive even the most uncertain times with confidence and solidarity. And so this is a highlight of today's blog post at thecoinblog.com. We have so many very interesting blogs. I hope you will visit. Also, I want to mention that we have a daily newsletter that comes out each morning highlighting the news headlines that are important to you. Each newsletter contains anywhere from 50 to 100 very, very relevant and important stories. And you can subscribe to that at coinnews.beehive.com, and the spelling of that will be in the description. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time for the next CoinX discussion.